corruptor or the corruption, actually corruption is classified as one of the extraordinary crime, and many people actually are worried about the corruptor, and also they think that there are many discriminations about the punishment given the corruptor itself. On the other hand, you know that when we see someone just stealing the watermelon, they get a really great penalty from the governments, like they have to be jailed for about 2 up to 3 months or even 5 months. Even someone who just need to buy a milk, okay, they have to be in jail for a long time. So in comparison to the corruptor, sometimes people will think that it's not fair, because the corruptor they are located in the special or in the certain rooms or in the certain jails, but sometimes the facility also still better than the other criminal, and the other also the positions of them or the facility that they get is it can be bought. I mean that there are a lot of bribery and a lot of things that actually in our country still need to be fixed in terms of the corruption itself. And the corruption here, we have already tried to eradicate the corruptions by creating or by establishing the corruption eradicating commission, actually, or we know this as the KPK long times ago, but up to now there are a lot of people still doing the corruption. So how to make them wary, how to give them the deterrent effect actually to stop doing corruption or to stop stealing the country's wealth. So over here there are two sides in front of me. The right side, the group actually that disagree to give the penalty because perhaps they have some solutions actually to overcome the problem of the corruption, and the left side of me, the group that agree to give the death penalty or the sentence to the corruptor. So I'm going to give this group or the A group a chance to give opening statement, and then the B group also to give opening statement first. Come from group A, please. Okay, opening statement, please. Yes, Mr. Igan.
That talk about that penalty for the corrupt people. That penalty is not the best solution or the best way for corrupt people. Government still have the other option, like make KPK more stronger and give the KPK big power. You can catch the people who has made corrupt. And for me is prevent corrupt better than give that penalty. Because I ever heard that just only God can take someone's life, because this is someone's life not play. And government must require or make strong about the rules about the corrupt. So that is our opinion.
Okay, so the open statement for them actually, death penalty is not the best solution for solving the problem of the corruption, because you know that the solution, the alternative solution that they have or that they want to give to us is strengthen actually the power of the Corruption Eradication Commission, or we know as the KPK. And the second is about the preventive action is better than just killing someone, because the killing is not solution, and only God has the right to kill someone or to take someone to pass away from this world. It's not the power of the human. And also we have to make a stronger regulation actually to make the deterrent effect, because the death penalty is not a solution for us. So the opening statement first is not a response, but the opening statement from you, please.
Okay. As you know, that criminal something make these advantages for all people, for all human in the world. But some criminals have the most advantages for human, even for the nationality. Criminals like drug abuse, terrorism, and corruption is the biggest criminal in the world. You can see at the other countries that the three criminals can make country broke. You see at Sri Lanka, you see at the other African country, and it's very dangerous. That's why our group choose or agree that one of the three criminals death penalty, which is in this case is corruption. We agree that corruption give death penalty because first, the corruption make the harm society. As you know, money at the country is limited. If the corruption happen, I think money in the country can be used to something that make effect, something like infrastructure, something like social and economy. The second, about the asset protection. As you know, every country have the asset, but if corruption happen, I think asset in country cannot protect it because asset can be broke by corruption. And the third, it's about the gum effect. As you know, right now, corruption just give prison and 20 at the jail. I think it's not enough. We have to give to corruption harm effect. Gum effect. That's why death penalty, I think, can make gum effect for the corruptor. And number 4 is about the social message. I think social message is very important because social effect can affect to other people. If the corruption cannot accused by death penalty, I think other people can be corruptor too. That's why social message is very important. And for the last, about the justice. As the human right is how to say dasar for your argument. I think corruption is more than human right because the corruptor break a rule all of human right. I think it's our statement for agree at the corruption, corruptor.
Okay.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you so much actually for the opinion. You know that corruption is one of the 3 the biggest crime in the world. Okay. So, and you know that the corruption is not only killings or a break only part of our life, but also it can break a country. For example, like in Sri Lanka or the other country in the Africa that becomes bankrupt because of the corruptor's action. And also, you know that our country has a limited number or limited amounts, of money, and for protecting the asset that we have, that the country they have to give the death penalty, and the death penalty is like become a warning for all people actually, in Indonesia particularly, that when you do a corruption, so you will die. Okay, we will kill you. The governments will kill us. And this can give the deterrent effect because it can give a social message or a warning for all people to not do corruption. So, the response for these groupers, what do you think about, for them actually, by giving them the death penalty, so it can make other corruptor, or the corruptor gonna be, the candidate of the corruptor wanted to do that. So, respond please.
From the data in China, still has a corruption. And they are already make a police death penalty for corruption. So there is no guarantee if we legalize the death penalty in our country that make effect or make big impact to our corruptor. So that's not really best solution, death penalty. So if you are thinking about human rights, the corruptor is broke the broke all the social police, that not really good statement because the human right different with the corruptor. Corruptor is corruptor, human right is human right. So if you are thinking about death penalty is with good solution, it's not really good. Maybe we can choose like make one of family the corruption become pure. We take all the money, we take all the asset, and then sell to government, and then government sell to the society. That's more impact. And then he can live, but there is no money again. And then social also will get the impact for him. There is no job for him also. So that's the really learn by social.
Okay, right. So it's meant that even though there is a country like China, there are a lot of people actually want to take a sample from China, a country that halally implement the death penalty. But actually, in China itself, there are a lot of corruptors. So it means that corruption, the death penalty doesn't give the deterrent effect for the corruptor. It still may create a lot of people to do that. About the human right, for them, you have to separate between the human right and also corruptor, because corruptor is a corruptor, human right is human right. But they have another alternative actually to eradicate the corruption happening in our country, like making the family or the corruptor poor. Not only the corruptor but also the family.
Yeah,
Okay. And the term in English is impoverish. Make them poor or impoverish people. And also it can give a warning also to society. So if you become a corruptor, you will be like that. All of the family, until the seven generations of the family become poor. Respond, please.
Yeah. I agree with some of your idea or opinion, but confiscate their asset, yeah, and sell them to our country. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, but I think it just with I think why in giving the sentence is a good idea. I think you should look the data itself about China itself, the corruption. You know, in 2014, maybe almost 100, right? But by year it decreased. You know, about this is the current effect about the giving the death sentence. If you should look the data about Indonesia, there is more growth than over years more growth, you know, not decrease. So by the data, we our group wants to give them the sentence because to give the deterrent effect. Because as we know, if the corruption just go to jail, yeah, because there is so many cases that corruptor still enjoy have, you know, in jails still have a best service, a best room, best accommodation. Maybe in some case they still can hang out, you know, still can hang out, karaoke, and etc. So, from that case, we menyimpulkan, so give them death sentence is the best, but not just the death sentence, you know, but they confiscate their asset and give them social punishment. So is bring more effect than just go to jail and just confiscate.
Okay, so it's been that responding to your statement about China before. Yeah, maybe there is a few numbers of the Chinese who still do corruption, but the rate is going down. It's been that it's a declining that year by year before they implement the death penalty. And Indonesians' corruption rate now is getting grow more and more year by year, because perhaps because of we still do not implement the death penalty. I mean, for them, when we actually implement the death penalty, it can help us to slow or even decrease the rate of the death penalty, the corruption in our country. And you know that sometimes the corruptors still have a lot of good facility, and even they can bribe any people. Say have that. So what is response from you, please? Yeah, we have a action, please.
Yang belum.
Please take a moment, please. Yeah, they said before actually that when we do not implement the death penalty, the rate of the corruption is getting grow year by year for now, and even the corruptors still have a good facility. I said, what do you think about it? Yes, please. Whatever.
Okay, can I respond?
Please. There's no one
Okay,
respond.
can I respond? Yeah, you said before is still, yeah, from the data is the China has implemented with the death penalty and then the data is growing down there. Yeah, they really good data and then they really good punishment in China, but not in Indonesia. Yeah, maybe we cannot implement the death penalty in Indonesia, and yeah, maybe they also good solution, but for now it's not that good solution in Indonesia. The best solution from our group is the become pure, like you said before. The corruption can still best service in the jail, and then best service maybe they can hang out with their family. So that's why before they are go to jail, we take all the asset, we take all the money, we block all the bank account with maybe like the previous case is from the Dirjen Pajak, right? The tax is from the KPK, they are blocking all the finance, and then the family make a settlement. I afraid become pure. So we can learn about that. The corruption already become pure. So if we take the asset, there is no money again for their family. They cannot pay the jail again. So the first solution from our group is make a pure the family, all the family, and then block all the bank account, take all the money, take all the asset, so they will learn about how dangerous of the corruption.
Okay, glad. Okay, thank you so much. If you want to give some addition.
About Mr. Gilang said before that Indonesia is already have the solution, and as we know, already have article number 16, paragraph number 1 about RUU how to save rampasan asset, and that is very advantage for KPK, and KPK is very agree and support about this rules. And this rules is still on progress to government talk about this rules. And if this rules is be or become already implement, maybe the penalty is we cannot implement, or
we cannot anymore. Not that. Okay, great. So it's meant that over here, they still have a solution. And the first point is about China and Indonesia are a different country. You know that we can implement in China, it doesn't mean that we can implement it in Indonesia. So what it is about. And the second is about the solution from them is about impoverishing the family, impoverishing the corruptor. By impoverishing them, so if you take an example as about the tax. The Dirjen Pajak, for example, and then there is a solution from them that the regulation that is still in the progress of being discussed by the government, number 16, paragraph 1, that impoverishing is going to be one of the solutions for solving the problem. So what is the response? The first is about China and Indonesia are a different country.
So I will answer the first. Why I bring the China thing? Because you first bring the China data. So if you don't bring the China data, I will not compare about the Indonesia and China.
Okay,
And then,
okay, please.
yes.
Okay. We just need to compare corruption. Yeah. China, we consider the data from China by year by year is lower. Is lower. And why China can lower the data? Because in China, who do corruption, they will die because China give the punishment, give the punishment for who corruption, who corruption is. And Indonesia doesn't give that punishment because I don't why, and we realize that a lot of people or government do corruption, take money, steal money from the government also, and that's so crucial in our country, our nation. If Indonesia want to develop our country about corruption, we need to make a decision, like wise decision, hard decision like that, to change the peraturan, rules. We have to make a decision like that punishment because someone have ketakutan.
Afraid.
Afraid, yeah, we have afraid because like brother here kan told us that in Indonesia, from the corruptor of Indonesia is not when they're in prison, in jail, not like the other criminal sleep on floor or nothing to do, like just la 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 la. But in other jail, especially in corruption, corruptor, we have maybe you have known about when Najwa Shihab belusukan
Visit
the jail, the corruptor jail. Yeah, I have shocked and surprised about the news because like what brother said, that's true. The corruptor is really enjoy in his jail because many facility in it. So I think it's not, and in my point of view, that's not wise and how to say wise. Not wise, and the justice not good. Tidak adil ya, tidak adil. And also, if Indonesia want to menyelesaikan, if Indonesia wants to solve this problem, we decide to more hard to berani, how to say berani, what make the decision like
Okay.
that punishment.
That's right. It meant that we have to sacrifice first. The first thing, if we want to be better, we have to do some sacrifice. I mean, we have to be brave to do a big decision, even though it can kill many people. We do not talk about the human right first, but I mean that we want to make our country better than now. That's actually the main point. For doing that, we have to have a harder decisions, and also you have to sacrifice something. Sacrificing is mean that we have to sacrifice corruptor to die first. That is actually the first point. And it can make people scared to do that. And you know that when we see the reality in some jail for the corruptor, they still have a better facility. Even they have a gymnastic facilities, and even the corruptor can bring the laptop, can bring the mobile phone, or everything that they have from that. So to make our country better, because corruption actually can kill the country. So for them, they have to make the right decision, right? Okay, so we have big decision, even though it can sacrifice. You know, sacrifice means mengorbankan, sacrifice something bigger. So this one.
Yeah, really lah.
Yo. Come on, just
This is fine.
just stop. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. That's okay. That's okay.
Like this documentation.
Yeah, that's my opinion why Indonesia is why Indonesia is difficult to
Implement.
difficult have to apa sih satu ya itu sulit untuk ini untuk membuat keputusan dia
Make a decision.
It's hard to make a decisions because in Indonesia have human rights. Yeah, because we need to love, we need to live. And then my opinion on corruption side, it will be the cause of status because when corruption died, we lose the source of finance. We don't know the source of the corruption they get. Only they know the source of the money. And then you know that why the corruption is still go outside to hang out. This is not a mistake of the corruption. It's a mistake the KPK. Why the KPK trade corruptor? Why the KPK not trade corruptor with other criminals like sleep on the floor? And why the KPK is not take all the money of the corruptors? And yes.
Yeah, okay. So please, the addition.
Yeah, and that penalty already implemented in Indonesia too. You can see in Law 2 Ayat 2 Undang-Undang Nomor Number 31 2001. Yeah, they already implemented in Indonesia that penalty, but there is no corruption get that penalty. So that penalty is not best solution. Best solution is someone corruptor. Yeah. So the best solution is this the my friend mentioned before the law, because who make the corruptor become a corruptor, take all the asset. At least 1 million maybe corruption is that small corruption, but take all the asset. So we don't see how many money they take from the government or they take from the company. Take all the asset. So they will make more impact for social. So they will cannot get will have asset again, have more money again, and then about the jail, I support my friend also. That's not our problem. That's different thing about death penalty and jail. So the best facility in jail and death penalty is different case. Because death penalty is low, jail is different case. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's been over here. In this group actually, it is more interesting because for them actually it's not fault of the corruptor, but the fault of the KPK itself, or the Commission of Education Commission itself. Why? Because they have to separate between the jail for the corrupted and also the jail for the general people. So if they want to make them deterrent from the democracy, so they have to mix between the corruptor jail and also the people jail. I mean the society's jail. So it can make them perhaps more be deterrent than just giving putting them in the different place. So that is the solution. And for them, actually, our Constitution is number 16, number 1, sorry. Constitution number 16, chapter 1, have already given a clue about giving the punishment or the penalty for the corruptor. But up to now, there is no corruptor that being punished by the death penalty. Why? Because after for example, yeah, you will get a death penalty. Even that is about regulation. I mean, the corruptor is not about corrupting themselves by themselves, but also help by the other people, that by the other party, by the other colony, by the other participant actually to support it. So even though there is a regulation of the penalty, but if the law upholder still do not want to give that penalty, so the penalty is just a regulation. But if we can impoverish them, so it can take the asset. And even when the character died, like you said before, so we will never know actually where the wealth or the money they get come from. You want to give addition, please? Add. Yeah. Give addition.
In Indonesia, the most important thing is not maximum penalty. Maximum jangan maksimal.
Yeah.
It's how to maintain the implementation of punishment in correctional institution is carried out consistently. There is no, and I agree with this.
Right.
It's mainly about the jail. There is no differential treatment based on conflict, social and economic status, including from the time the person concerned in detention serving sentence, such as the existence of the detention center and the prison, like for starter.
Okay. Okay. Right. So that's actually your opinion. That's great. I mean, there are a lot of points actually that we have to discuss today. So, what is the response from the first one from Ms. That it is the KPK's fault, not the corruptor fault. Who want to respond?
Now let's talk about the human right, right? Yes. Okay. So, corruption is extraordinary crime. So I will describe about the extraordinary crime itself. So the number of acts committed with the intent to eliminate human right and fall under the jurisdiction of the international criminal court. So people who want to eliminate human right, why we should use human right? Because the corruptor itself, what to say, menyakiti harm sendiri, harm itself, the human right itself. And so the second point from you is that, yeah, please for your information, I agree to impoverish them. Like I said before, I just don't give them death sentence. Yeah. But impoverish them too. Why we say to give them death sentence? Yeah. So, as we know, Indonesia government in Indonesia led by the corrupt people. We can fight them all along, all of them. So we can cut them one by one. The corrupt people itself. If we fight with all of them, we will lose as masyarakat, society. We can fight with them because, as we know, maybe 80 or 90 people in government is corrupt people. So why I think giving death sentence is perfect for us? Yeah, for cut them up one by one. So yeah, why you say there is undang-undang for the giving death sentence, but not work well? Yeah, because the people itself is corrupt. So we should push the president, or we can choose wisely for the next election about the president itself to have mission to educate the property, the corruption itself.
So who you choose?
I
Okay, good. Addition from you.
Yeah, I want to add a little about the uh, death penalty is not best solution for decrease corruption in Indonesia. We can compare country that implement death penalty without implement death penalty. You can see China, Japan, Scandinavian nation, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, UK. Oh no, I don't know. UK, yeah, no, I don't know. And without death penalty, implement death penalty, Indonesia.
Indonesia implement.
Huh?
Indonesia implement death penalty.
No,
Indonesia and then. Okay. Indonesia and then.
Yeah, Indonesia. Sri Lanka and Malaysia, several African country. You can compare corruption index between countries group. If the other country that implement that penalty, how to say Brazil, work success, why in Indonesia not success? Because it is proof at the other country. Yeah, it just my add for.
So I mean that we just need the bravery to do that, because we can see from the country that has already implemented the death penalty, it can decrease the corruption index. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that this can be lower. And also for them, if we talk about the human right, why we must talk or think too much about the human right to someone that also break the human right of other people to live well.
Yeah.
By taking our money, by taking the corruption, the society's money, so actually they have already break the human right, even though they did not kill someone. Because human right is not only right to have a soul, but the life actually to live happily and also other things to human. I mean the basic right of us. So please.
And like you said before that the country is when the country implement the death penalties, the index from the corruptor is increased. But as it decrease, but as we know, the cleanest country that the cleanest country about the corrupt, there is number one is Denmark. But we know Denmark is not implement death penalty since 1994.
Yeah.
And like we said before, Sweden too have in the three position the country the cleanest from the corrupt. But I don't see China in the 1 until 10
Okay.
the country that's the cleanest in the world. And China,
Yeah,
UK.
No, UK no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been that, yeah.
Okay.
But then actually the country you mentioned before, they are the cleanest country. I mean, that there is no corruption. It's just a little number or least number of the
Yeah,
corruption happening. But the country you mentioned before actually is not on the list. Okay, and they do not implement the death penalty, but they can reduce it. Which one? What the other?
I think you can compare several country that implement death penalty and several country that they are not implement penalty. Who much corruption index between two groups? You can compare that. And about the Denmark and Scandinavian country, why it delete the rules of the penalty? It is true. If it's true, because the culture of the society about the penalty about the corruption decrease, because before it delete the penalty implement. That's why I mentioned about the social message. Social message. Death penalty, after that, other people don't want to don't want to imitate corruption. It's my
Isn't that for them actually? It's like you said the country before. There is no corruption over there, or there is no death penalty anymore because it's caused by the effect of giving the death penalty year in the previous years. Okay, I mean the year before it's already delayed from the regulation. Even that now there is no death penalty anymore because the effect of them create a culture of not corrupting the money from the country. And actually, even for Indonesia, we have to try it first. Even though perhaps it will take a long time actually for doing that. So later, if we have already had the deterrent effect and also make a culture of not being corrupting something from a country, so we can delay or we do not need to think again about the death penalty for the corruptor because there is no corruptor. Why we must give the death penalty if there is no corruptor? Right? There is one. Can I respond? The last respond from this block, please.
Rafli or Kaira.
No? Please? Or someone, please, brother? No? Okay, brother?
Bisa can I give additional?
Wait, brother, any respond? Yeah? No? No respond?
No,
brother?
Just speak.
So I think corruption is worse than terrorists. Maybe terrorists is kill people, but specifically, but the corruption is a corruptor is not just kill people, but suffering them. I think it's worse than kill people because maybe people who suffer hope they will die soon, but they can't. You know, nah, I think it's the worst than a terrorist.
So because when a terrorist does kill someone immediately, they do not suffer anymore. Just die, and then after that, there is no suffer that they feel. Maybe the family only. But for the corruptor, okay, they kill them softly. It means that they make them suffer first, make them suffer first, hurt them slowly until they die finally. So the closing statement from the A group and the closing statement from the B group, please. Could you give the closing statement? Have a question, brother, please. Silakan bisa kasih. It's okay. You can retell again. I'll give conclusions of our discussion. Kasih kesimpulan. Give a conclusion. Come on, that's fine.
We should break to take
Some, please. Okay.
maybe it's hard.
Brother? No? That's okay. Yang sama tahu aja. Disebutkan ulang tadi nggak apa-apa. Yang tadi tuh, yang pernyataan teman-temannya kita masih tidak setuju dengan death penalty karena bla 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 bla. Tadi disebut ulang aja. Namanya closing statement. Please. Okay guys, they want to give it. That's it. Okay, someone else? Yang lain boleh? Come on, brother. Miss Kaira,
Gantian.
you can retell it. Bisa disebutkan. You can retell actually about why corruption is. Conclusions about.
Conclusions the topic today. Maybe corruption is hard to human rights, but I think it's not I think it's not the right decisions because we need to write. Life is serious. Life is precious. There are many other punishments that can be imposed, like take all the assets or treat corruptor with other criminals like sleep on the floor, or maybe make a them poor.
Okay, great. So for you, actually, they still disagree for giving the death penalty because life is very precious for us and for every single people. Even though the corruptor itself, they still need a right also. They still have a right actually to live in this world. There is no one actually can kill somebody. So the closing statement from this group.
Okay, according our discussion, we have a conclusion about this discussion. Corruption is dangerous with many disadvantages for our country. That's why corruption have to decrease in Indonesia. But to implementation, need have take decision. Maybe hard, but we have to implementation for the nation and the Indonesian future. Yes, that is.
Okay. Even though it's hard,
Yeah.
but we have to implement it soon.
Yeah.
Because it's for brighter future.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you never do the action now, so should we wait until later?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all. Okay, I give this some correction for the debate. It's okay, that's fine. But